Welcome back to the channel. So, today we're going to look at the incident that's been all over the news about these two illegal Afghani scumbags gang raping a 50-year-old girl. Now, these two, we would never have known about these two because they claim to be minors under the age of 18. And as you can see, that's absolute bullshit, in my opinion. He is not 17 or 16, and neither is he. They're both in their 20s. But because they got no papers, they can say what the fuck they want. And nobody questions them. Oh, you're 16, you're 17. Alright then. No problem. So they don't report on them usually. But a judge must think it's in the interest of the public. So he has done. He's released the information, their names. So here we are. Two teenage Afghan asylum seekers who abducted and raped a 15-year-old girl have been given custodial sentences. Jan Janzeb and Isra Niazil, both 17, I thought one was 16, both 17 face possible deportation. Possible. They should be gone already. Same day, get the fuck out. Faced possible deportation and were ordered to register as sex offenders following the sentencing at Warwick Crown Court on Monday. The court heard two men, had led the highly distressed girl into a den-type area in Leamington Spa in May before pushing her to the ground and attacking her, raping her is what happened. I think they made sex acts on her and they raped her. Fucking sexual deviants. So a lot of these who come over are they ain't got the same culture as us. Yeah, they don't see women walk around being free, doing what they want in the places they come from. They think they're easy pickings, and I bet that's what a lot of them come over for. Judge Bertando said that they robbed the victim of her childhood and nothing could be done to restore this. What you two did on that evening changed the victim's life forever, she said. An impact statement read, on behalf of the victims, the day I was raped changed me as a person. Every time I go out, I don't feel safe. So much so that I started to avoid it altogether. This has also impacted my education, school life, at the worst possible time. A statement read on behalf of the victim's mother says, we have watched our vibrant, happy and confident daughter shrink down and suffer with anxiety so bad that she's often physically sick. This has affected every aspect of my daughter's life and anything that hurts life and anything that hurts one of us hurts all of us and our family. The boys pleaded guilty to rape. I don't give a shit. The court sentenced him, who has been served with deportation papers due to his age at the time of a guilty plea, to a youth detention term of 10 years. He'll be gone. Gone. 10 years, 8 months. He'll do what? He'll do 5 and be back on the fucking streets. The other one was sentenced to 9 years, 10 months. As he was 16 at the time of the guilty plea, the judge invited the government to recommend deportation. They fucking won't. Back on the streets. The pair will start their sentence. The Young Offenders Institute moved to prison at a later date. They're also made to sign sex offender registers for life and given an indefinite restraining order. They'll be on the streets and they'll disappear. The judge lifted reporting restrictions protecting the identities of the defendants, who she said has betrayed those who come to Britain seeking sanctuary and observe the laws of this country. A lack of information stokes public anger and leads to the unchecked spread of false information, the judge said. So this is them, 17 more fucking arse. Tommy Robinson, 2 Afghans who invaded by dinghy, jailed for gang raping a 15-year-old girl in Leamington Spa. him, both 17, have pleaded guilty. The May 10th attack at the hearing in October. Jail today. How many more must suffer? Get them all out. Every illegal is a criminal, by definition. Illegal immigrant. Get rid of them. We need like an ICE agency to remove all of them. But Labour want their power. And when he starts naturalising all these illegals, which he will do, coming towards the general election, when he naturalises them all, he's got millions more fucking votes. And that's what they're doing. Also, he's doing it to destabilise the country. So it's on the verge of a civil war. Then he can enact more draconian measures like this digital ID bullshit he's trying to push out. That's what Labour wants. They want to do mass unrest. Certain cultures don't mix. And the places where these are coming from are bringing it with them. They ain't come here to assimilate and integrate and be part of Britain, abide by our laws, welcome our culture. Yeah, you can have your own culture, your own religion, we ain't saying that. But they completely disregard everything that's British. And the sexual deviants, a lot of them in this culture, the young men. You can understand why a lot of women in those countries wrap themselves up when people like this are cutting about. So this is a clip of Dan Wootton had spoken, yeah. See what he has to say on this potential cover-up scandal. Because they tried to say these two lads were from Leamington Spa at first. Never mentioned that there were two illegal dinghy fucking riders.
And I am so outraged that our so-called leaders, our fucking cretinous leaders in this country just pretend that it isn't happening. I am done. I don't know about you, but I am done, and I am sorry for being so angry. But seriously, how much more of this are we meant to take? As Slippery Starmer, Calamity Lammy, and the Islamist Shabana Mahmood allow the importation of animals who are literally raping our white
sexual
teenage
deviants,
English girls.
target the white girls, white women, white young girls, white children.
And then we have a system.
But if you point out the actual truth, what's going on, you're a racist, far right, Nazi, all the rest of the nonsense. Because that's all they've got. They can't argue with you. Because there's nothing to argue with, because the facts are there in front of you. So instead of arguing the point, they'll attack you and call you names and, no, we ain't gonna listen to a word you say because you're a racist. You can't say that. You can't say that because it's racist. Fucking racist. There are a lot of people who come into this country, proper immigrants, come here, embrace the culture, integrate. No problem. If you come to this country and you want to be part of Britain, have a nice life, be happy, be safe, bring your kids up, have a nice job. You know what I mean? Just the pursuit of happiness. No problem. I'm going to give a shit what you look like or what you believe. But when you come to the country, specifically to abuse it, abuse the laws, abuse the people, come here to take and give nothing back, then sorry, you're not welcome.
The deep state and the Westminster establishment working with the judiciary, attempting to cover it up so that we don't know the true horror. And you know why? Because they're worried about so-called riots. That means the truth is still being censored by officials. We are still not being trusted with the horrors of what is actually happening in our own country. Just let that sink in.
They said they don't want to tell us the truth because there'll be riots. They're making it worse by lying. There's going to be riots because of lying. If you come out and tell us the truth, people are going to be pissed off. They're going to want answers. They're going to want it to stop. But when you hide the truth, it looks like you are giving priority to a certain people and a certain type of people, the sexual deviants, and it looks like you're prioritising them over British children and women. Truth is always the best way, the only way. When you fucking lie and you hide things, it will come out that you've lied, and things are going to be 10 times fucking worse.
As Tommy Robinson posted, chilling footage shows two Afghans who had only arrived in the UK via a dinghy months earlier, frog marching a 15-year-old girl into a park in Leamington Spa and forcing her to perform sex acts on them. Jen Jahansbeeb and Israz Nazili, both 17, so they fucking say, but trust me, they're twice that age,
Easy.
admitted the sickening attack on the young girl. They'd both been staying at taxpayer-funded accommodation. Barristers for the pair had unsuccessfully tried to stop their names being made public, saying it could lead to widespread public disorder. Rupert Lowe added, "I feel sick with anger. We do not have to live like this. These men should never have been allowed into our country."
There's people protecting and trying to hide this because it makes a certain group of people from a certain part of the world look bad. So there's people in high places who are there to influence the police and the judiciary to hide this stuff because it makes them look bad.
Let's be clear here, their presence is a political choice and there is an answer. We need to round up every single illegal migrant living in Britain and send them home. Not
Definitely.
some of them, not most of them, all of them.
They're illegal, as
No more
so
asylum seekers, no more
out.
small migrants, no more. Not one more. Mass deportations now.
Here.
So how does the elite class, this is what I think about, right, when I see the horrors and I read the horrors of these crimes. I wonder how the elite class, who have tried to tell us for years that we are far-right racists for trying to stop this invasion, how do they deal with the horror of this story? Because
it's like modern day fucking Vikings. They've invaded, and now they're pillaging and raping their way through the country. Some of them, these illegals, they ain't got to fight their way in. They've been let in, but it's still an invasion. They're pillaging by taking the benefits, taking everything out of the system, putting nothing in, and then on top of that, they're targeting young white women and white girls for rape.
remember, they initially, all throughout the mainstream media, described these two imported animal invaders as two 17-year-old boys from Leamington, forgetting to mention that they are illegals who arrived by small boats. And I want to show you the pain of the news presenter on the hard left Sly News when he had to reveal this news.
Yeah, it's going to give him pain because they've been saying it ain't as bad as we're saying it is. We're all racist, it ain't happening, it's all lies. Yeah? But now he's got to fucking speak the fucking truth. I'm surprised they even speak about it.
Just some breaking news, and a judge has lifted a ban on naming young asylum seekers who both raped a teenage
Not asylum
girl.
seekers, illegal
The judge
invaders.
lifted reporting restrictions protecting the identities of two Afghan asylum seekers aged 17 who carried out what the court heard was a horrific rape of a teenage girl. Warwick Crown Court was told that Jan Jahanzeb and Isra Niazel led the distressed 15-year-old
Glad you can pronounce it.
into a den-type area of parkland in Leamington Spa, where they then attacked her, and ruling that the youths should be identified after applications to name them came from a number of media organisations. The judge accepted that keeping existing restrictions in place could lead to speculation which might see innocent people being targeted. A lack of information stokes public anger and leads to the unchecked spread of false information, the judge said. And both the young Afghans pleaded guilty at a hearing at Coventry Youth Court in October to attacking the girl in May of this year.
He can't look you in the eyes. He cannot look you
He's
in
embarrassed.
the eyes.
That's what it is.
Because if
He's
you were
fucking
working
embarrassed.
at Sly News, you know that you have covered up stories like this for years.
Of course, allegedly.
And yes, this story is truly horrific, but we must know.
So that's that. Another incident of sexual deviancy being imported into the country. How many have been hidden because of the so-called age of the perpetrators? Who knows? That's even if they even record their ethnicity. I see 3, 4, 5 even different incidents per day of immigrants and illegal immigrants attacking women and girls, most of them sexually. But will Labour do anything? No, of course not, because they want these people in. They want them in for votes. Come towards the general election and they're going to try and naturalise a lot of these illegal immigrants and get the vote. They're importing votes. Also, they want them here to disrupt society, to have us fighting amongst ourselves, angry, for violence to kick off, because then they can start more draconian measures to keep us all in line and take more control. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next one.